Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another broadcast of The Weekly with me, Neff. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video with a couple of friends and colleagues who are trying to reach 1,000 subscriptions. Thank you for that. More news regarding Alan Ritchson and his potential casting as the Batman for the new DCU's The Brave and the Bold. This one I thought was really interesting. One of his co-stars has come out from Reacher and he has essentially vouched for Ritchson. Let's read this one from Screen Rant. The best Batman we've ever had. Why Alan Ritchson would make a perfect Batman for the DCU. Explained by Reacher co-star. Reacher actor Roberto Montesino makes the case for Alan Ritchson's casting as Batman in James Gunn's DCU, possibly in The Brave and Bold. Andy Muschietti's The Brave and the Bold is set to introduce the DCU's Batman for the first time in live action after The Dark Knight's brief cameo in Creature Commandos. So far, little is known about the DCU's Batman, from who's going to play the hero to which version of this iconic batsuit he'll wear in the debut movie. Yet fan casting abound, among which stand out Batman candidates such as Jensen Ackles, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Alan Ritchson. In an interview with Screen Rant, Reacher star Roberto Montesino, who plays DEA agent Guillermo Villanueva in the Amazon series, describes each quality that makes Alan Ritchson an ideal fit for the DCU's Batman. Montesino highlights Alan Ritchson's ability to capture Jack Reacher's commanding presence and extraordinary intellect gracefully and effectively. Montesino also praises Ritchson's ability to convey meaning in his performance with only his eyes and compares Jack Reacher's stoic personality to Batman's. So there's a whole quote here from Montesino, but we basically just covered it there. I am going to link this article down in the description so you can read it all the way through as well. A big argument in favor of Alan Ritchson's Batman casting is his towering physique. Not only is Ritchson 6'3", but he's also packed with muscle. This is a huge change between Tom Cruise and Alan Ritchson's portrayal that was very well received by the fans when Ritchson was cast in the Amazon series. However, Ritchson's physicality is only the basis for his remarkable acting chops. While Jack Reacher is a stoic hero who rarely struggles to beat up criminals, he isn't a cold-hearted, emotionless machine, the likes of Terminator or RoboCop. Reacher's understated emotions are a tricky aspect for any actor, and Alan Ritchson captures them with ease. As Robert Montesino accurately describes, Jack Reacher shares these qualities with Batman. Batman may be one of the most clearly stoic characters in DC comic lore, but also one of the most complex emotionally speaking. While crime fighting does satisfy Bruce Wayne's personal thirst for justice, he doesn't just beat up criminals out of sheer pleasure. Batman displays a wide range of emotions in an understated manner as well, and usually he does it while wearing a mask with white eyes. Alan Ritchson has already perfected this aspect of the character thanks to his Jack Reacher performance. Although Reacher's Alan Ritchson is a particularly strong candidate for the role of Batman in James Gunn's DCU, The Brave and the Bold's Batman casting announcement may still be far away, as The Brave and the Bold script isn't even finished yet. Batman's DCU casting choice might also be unexpected. It wouldn't be the first time Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and Robert Pattinson weren't the top fan castings for their respective movies, yet all of them gathered their own fan base. At this point, nothing is set in stone. And the first thought that comes to mind when I think of Alan Ritchson portraying Bruce Wayne and the Batman on screen is Absolute Batman. These are a new batch of comics that have been coming out relatively recently, and it depicts Batman in a different light, really a lot darker. Kind of reminds me of Spawn in the way the comics do look aesthetically. Really reminds me a lot of Frank Miller's Batman as well with The Dark Knight Returns. Those are awesome classic comics there. And when I think of Alan Ritchson, his physique, the way he approaches roles, physicality as well, I really do think of Absolute Batman. And speaking of Absolute Batman, a new edition is going to be released soon. I don't think it's been released yet, but the new cover was released, and he's actually going to be fighting Bane in this one. So very interesting. I do think Alan Ritchson would be great in the role of Batman as far as if they do it in the style of Absolute Batman. As far as his acting as Bruce Wayne, I think that would be a little tougher, but as far as him being Batman, I do think it could work. But I want to know what everybody else thinks about this down in the comments. Please comment down below if you'd like to see Alan Ritchson potentially play the Batman in the new DCU's The Brave and the Bold. I do think it'd be an interesting look, to be quite honest. He's excited about the role. I've done articles where he states he would actually do the role for free, and James Gunn has been getting teased about this for a while now as far as Alan Ritchson's casting as the Batman for The Brave and the Bold. So I want to hear what everybody else thinks about that down below in the comments. We can get a great discussion going. Batman's my favorite character, so that would be awesome. Other than that, subscribe to the channel. Also, share this video with a couple of friends and colleagues and let them know to subscribe as well. With that being said, it's Neff signing off. Be safe.